How Bitcoin really works. To be profitable with Bitcoin, you have to know how it really works. So in this video, we will explain everything that is involved, including the underlying technology, which is blockchain. We're not going to go into a lot of technical detail about blockchain, so don't worry. But you do need to understand the principles of it. You connect to the blockchain community using a computer network. This network has Bitcoin ledgers using blockchain. All Bitcoin transactions are compiled into blocks, and then these blocks connect in a chain-like formation. This is where the name blockchain comes from. The Bitcoin process. If you want to make a Bitcoin transaction, then you will use your wallet to send out a request to all of the nodes, computers on the entire Bitcoin network. The nodes use special algorithms, a set of rules and calculations, which validate the Bitcoin transaction. Your Bitcoin transaction has to be verified and confirmed, and after this, it is combined with some other transactions to make a new data block and eventually a blockchain. All new blocks are added to the end of the blockchain. At this stage, the transaction is final and immutable. It usually takes between 10 minutes and 45 minutes to process a Bitcoin transaction. A Bitcoin transaction never happens immediately. There could be no changes to the transaction once it is finalized. The receiver of your Bitcoin transaction then sees this in their wallet. Bitcoin miners are essential. We have mentioned Bitcoin miners a couple of times in this training, and actually these people are very important. Why? Well, they are the keepers of the Bitcoin ledgers. If you think of a gold miner working tirelessly to find gold, Bitcoin miners are doing the same thing, trying to find scarce Bitcoins. The Bitcoin miners verify and confirm all Bitcoin transactions. They really are the lifeblood of the Bitcoin system. Without them, the whole thing would not work. There would be no new blocks created for the blockchain. This is why they are rewarded occasionally with valuable Bitcoins. If blocks are not added to the blockchain, then no Bitcoin transactions will be finalized. This means that not only will Bitcoin payments fail to be sent and received, but there will be no new Bitcoins created. Bitcoin miners know that there are only a limited number of Bitcoins available, and as time passes, they will all be competing for a dwindling number. They just leave their Bitcoin mining computers running 24 hours a day to keep verifying and confirming transactions and trying to earn those elusive Bitcoins. No trust required. The design of Bitcoin and the underlying blockchain technology is such that no trust is required. It uses heavy encryption techniques to keep everything safe, hence the name cryptocurrency. There is no need for human trust in the Bitcoin network because it operates on tried and tested computer algorithms. It is virtually impossible to cheat the Bitcoin network because it is a public environment. It would take a ton of computing power to break down all the encryption, even if that were possible. So, it makes more sense to use this kind of power to mine the Bitcoin network instead. Your identity is protected on the Bitcoin network. All of your Bitcoin transactions are verified using a private and public key. You use your private key as your digital signature in your Bitcoin transactions, and network users can verify this by using your public key. Both of these keys are encrypted, so you can only use a public key if the correct private key is used. Public and private keys are very important for you to understand as a cryptocurrency investor. A public key is tied to a public address where you can deposit cryptocurrencies. You can use your public address to broadcast so that you can receive payments from other peers. Your private key is not for sharing with anyone, as it is essentially the password to protect your funds. This private key links to your public key for added security. Your private key is how your balance is determined through the Bitcoin network. The public and private key system has two major advantages. One, it is virtually impossible for cybercriminals to steal your identity and make fraudulent transactions. Two, you can be completely anonymous on the Bitcoin network if that is useful for you. So now you know how Bitcoin really works. In the next video, we will look at the various ways that you can acquire Bitcoins. How you can acquire Bitcoins. With the growing popularity of Bitcoin came a number of different methods for acquiring them. In this video, we will explain some of the most common methods for acquiring Bitcoins to bolster your investments. Purchase Bitcoins. This is obviously the most simple and straightforward way to acquire Bitcoins. All you need to do is to use an exchange website such as Coinbase.com, and in most cases, you will be able to buy Bitcoins using your native currency. Some cryptocurrency exchanges have country restrictions, so you need to do your homework here to ensure that you can purchase in your country. There are some countries that have actually banned the buying and selling of Bitcoin, so if this applies to you, then you will need to find a creative way around this, which is beyond the scope of this training. Sometimes a single Bitcoin can be worth around $10,000. So to make Bitcoin investment available to all, most exchanges will sell fractions. In fact, a Bitcoin can be divided into 100 million units. Each of these units is called a Satoshi, after the founder of Bitcoin. We will give you our view on using cryptocurrency exchanges in the next video when we explain what you need to get started with Bitcoin investment. For now, here is our view of the best cryptocurrency exchanges for Bitcoin. Coinbase. Coinbase is probably the best known cryptocurrency exchange. If you have used a stock trading platform before, then the interface of Coinbase will make sense to you. You can fund your Coinbase account using bank transfers from the US or with credit cards. Basically, you can exchange either US dollars or cryptocurrency that you have for Bitcoin. Each trade that you make with Coinbase will attract a small fee, which at the time of creating this training was 1.5% for Bitcoin purchases and 0.25% for transfers. The biggest issue with Coinbase among the cryptocurrency community is that you have to provide a lot of personal information. Sometimes Coinbase will close accounts for a variety of reasons. There are people that believe the website has a tie-in with some of the major banks and will not use it because of this. Coinbase does everything by the book as far as that is possible. This means that there is much less chance of site closure than with other cryptocurrency exchanges. Kraken. In 2011, Kraken was formed for the buying and selling of cryptocurrencies. You can buy and sell Bitcoin on Kraken as well as other popular cryptocurrencies. A good feature of Kraken is that it has a number of currency pairings such as USD with Bitcoin, and it supports many more fiat currencies than Coinbase. The fees are lower too. Kraken has a very good reputation in the cryptocurrency community. If you are interested in trading Bitcoin, there are a number of good features such as margin trading. The biggest criticism of Kraken is that the platform can be counterintuitive and confusing at times. As a newcomer to Bitcoin investing, we do not recommend that you use Kraken first. Once you have some experience under your belt, then it is a great platform to migrate to. Poloniex. Poloniex is a cryptocurrency exchange based in the United States that has a high volume of trades. The biggest problem with Poloniex is that it doesn't accept fiat currency. Once you have some Bitcoin, you can use this exchange for trades as there is margin trading for more than 90 pairs. Poloniex has very low fees, typically well below 0.25%. Unfortunately, it has a pretty bad rap for customer support, and it is not that easy to withdraw funds from the exchange. They can also close your account for any reason, which is not good. Bittrex. This is a no fiat currency trading platform. Bittrex holds most of its funds offline in a similar way to Coinbase, making it more secure. The customer service provided by Bittrex is very good, but it is not as beginner-friendly as some of the other exchanges. A lot of beginners start with Coinbase, but you will have to provide a lot of personal details with this exchange. If this doesn't bother you, then it is a good choice. There are many cryptocurrency exchanges available. We recommend that you do your homework to see which support your country and suit you the best. Cash exchanges. Cash exchanges are an alternative to cryptocurrency exchanges. Here you can pay with cash for your Bitcoins and you will trade directly with the owner of the Bitcoins. A good example is Local Bitcoins, where you can trade in over 7,700 cities in 248 countries. You can buy and sell Bitcoins using this cash exchange. Another alternative cash exchange for the buying and selling of Bitcoins is Wall of Coins. Most cash exchanges do not have expensive fees, but sometimes you have to pay fees for successful trading. We recommend that you use a cash exchange that provides an escrow service to protect your funds. Other cryptocurrencies for Bitcoin. If you happen to have other cryptocurrencies, then you can trade these for Bitcoins pretty easily. One of the easiest places to do this is at Shapeshift.io. An account is not necessary to make a small trade. All you need to do to exchange your other cryptocurrencies for Bitcoin is to enter the amount for trading or conversion, add your Bitcoin address, and the refund address for your cryptocurrency. It just takes a few minutes to exchange for Bitcoins. Get paid using Bitcoins. It is easy to be paid in Bitcoins. All you need is your own wallet for Bitcoin, and you can receive payments. You can get a free Bitcoin wallet at Coinbase or at blockchain.com. It just takes an email address to get your wallet. Once your wallet is set up, you can receive payments in Bitcoin. You can generate a QR code and then send this to the person that you will receive the Bitcoin payment from. There are a number of ways that you can be paid in Bitcoins, and here are some of the most popular methods. Carry out work for Bitcoins. You will find a number of different types of work that you can perform in exchange for Bitcoins. A lot of these are online and popular with freelancers across the world. When you are paid with Bitcoin, you do not have to wait for a bank transfer, which can take days to reach your account. You can have your Bitcoins in minutes. Employers or customers like paying in Bitcoins too, as they do not have to pay high transaction fees associated with bank transfers, especially if their workers live in another country. You can sell products and services. Whether you own a conventional brick-and-mortar store or an online store, you can receive payments from customers in Bitcoin. With the growth of Bitcoin, there are bound to be customers that hold Bitcoin and see it as a forward-thinking and convenient way to make payments. It is easier for customers to transfer as well, as they can just make the payment from their Bitcoin wallet. Of course, you will receive the payment in Bitcoin pretty fast too. This is a win-win for you and your customers. If you have an online store, there are a number of scripts or plugins you can use to accept payments via Bitcoin. You must ensure that you set everything up correctly, because you don't want your payments ending up in someone else's wallet. For a brick-and-mortar business, you can start accepting payments via Bitcoin simply by printing the QR code of your Bitcoin wallet for customers to use. A customer can use their smartphone to scan the QR code and then make the payment. Be sure to tell all of your customers that you accept Bitcoin as a means of payment. Add your details to coinmap.org, which will let Bitcoin users know that you take it as a form of payment. There are similar websites you can post to as well. Why not use Bitcoin as a way of receiving tips? This is easy to do online by setting up a Bitcoin payment gateway. If you have a blog and provide useful content, for example, some of your readers will be happy to send you a tip using Bitcoin. Websites that pay in Bitcoin. There are many websites available that will pay you in Bitcoins, usually small fractions, for completing certain tasks. Some of these tasks include completing surveys, downloading mobile apps, watching videos, playing games online, click on ads, sign up for trial offers, shop online, answer questions, refer friends. Some of the websites just need the address of your Bitcoin wallet. Others will require you to create an account with them. You can perform most of these tasks in minutes and earn fractions of Bitcoins. If you value your time, you may not be interested in doing this. Bitcoin faucets. Most people have not heard of Bitcoin faucets. What they do is give away fractions of Bitcoins for free at specific times. This drives a ton of traffic, as lots of people want these free Bitcoin fractions, and sometimes these faucets take a long time to load. There are some Bitcoin faucets that just give away Satoshis. Other faucets require that you complete some small tasks to earn your Satoshis. Before you get too excited by Bitcoin faucets, you need to know that they can steal a great deal of your time for fractions of Bitcoins. Bitcoin mining. We have mentioned how important Bitcoin miners are to the Bitcoin network. If miners didn't exist, then there would be no transactions or new Bitcoins created. Bitcoin miners can find Bitcoins, which is their reward for their efforts. When Bitcoin first launched, it was fairly common for Bitcoin miners to receive 50 Bitcoins when they mined a single block. But as every block was mined, the number of available Bitcoins for rewards diminished. Now you will get a lot less Bitcoins for mining. However, with the prices rising, some people still see it as a worthwhile task. But Bitcoin mining is not an easy thing to do. You need some powerful computers to be a successful Bitcoin miner. It is now a lot more difficult to mine new blocks, and solving the complex cryptographic functions is really tough. There's also a lot of competition in Bitcoin mining now, making the task even more difficult. These days, most blockchain miners work together in pools, and they split any rewards that they receive for their efforts based on the amount of work that their computers have done. It is not cheap to participate in Bitcoin mining these days. You need powerful computers to solve the cryptographic functions. Forget about using a high-end desktop to perform Bitcoin mining. You will have to invest in some serious hardware even to join a Bitcoin mining pool. It is recommended that you use an ASIC chip to have any success with Bitcoin mining. These chips and high-end computers also consume a lot of power. The other thing that you need is knowledge. To set up a Bitcoin mining system, you will have to pay experts to do this. We are not saying that it is not possible to be successful with Bitcoin mining over the long term, but you will have to make a significant investment to get started. Getting ready for Bitcoin trading. We hope that we have convinced you in this training that Bitcoin investing can make you a lot of money. You may have heard how others have purchased Bitcoins in the past and ended up selling them for a huge profit. It is possible, and there's no reason why you can't do this too. There are certainly experienced Bitcoin traders out there that make a lot of money from their trades. They may not be successful with every trade, but overall, they make consistent profits. The thing is that trading Bitcoin successfully is not an easy thing to do. You really have to be prepared. It is not impossible for someone just starting out with Bitcoin to be successful, but you have to be financially and mentally ready for this. Bitcoin trading is all about high risk and high reward. The key to success is to buy at low prices and then sell at higher prices. While this is obvious, it is not that easy to do. A lot of newcomers to Bitcoin trading end up panicking when they are making trades. After all, they are dealing with digital currency that is worth thousands of dollars. Panic levels will rise even more if you are using your savings to trade or your pension fund. Strategies for Bitcoin trading. If you are really interested in Bitcoin trading, then the first thing that you need to realize is that you need to use common sense and maintain self-control. Don't go into it thinking that you are going to make a ton of money in a day. If you get too greedy, then you are very likely to fail. Learn and get as much practice as you can. You need to learn everything that you can about Bitcoin trading before you start to do it for real. Knowledge is great, but there is nothing like experiencing how Bitcoin trading works in the real world. To give yourself a good start with Bitcoin trading, sign up with a cryptocurrency exchange that will allow you to use a demo account to experience how things work in the real world. You will see real-time prices for Bitcoin, and it will help you to get used to the Bitcoin trading interface. You need a trading plan. Successful Bitcoin trading relies on having a good strategy in place. Sure, you might get lucky with your first few trades, but sooner or later your luck will run out, and this can be very expensive. One of the biggest mistakes that newcomers to Bitcoin trading make is that they follow the news, see that a lot of other people are making Bitcoin trades, and this compels them to do the same thing. Experienced traders like this because it will force the Bitcoin price up and they can profit from previous purchases. Don't follow trends blindly. Create a plan that defines the price that you should purchase Bitcoins for and the price that you should sell them at to realize the profit that you want. If you stick to a plan like this, then you will significantly reduce the risk of panicking if you suddenly see prices fall. Practice with small amounts. When you are starting out with Bitcoin trading, only invest small amounts with trades. This is all part of your learning curve in early training. No matter how good an opportunity seems, resist the temptation to go all in. Use your demo account to perform a lot of trades before you start spending real money. If you clean out your demo account, then this is not a big deal, but losing all of your real money is completely devastating. Keep your emotions in check. The thought of losing money can be really alarming to you. We have told you many times in this training that Bitcoin is volatile, and in one day the price can go down by a significant amount. The good thing is that the price can rise significantly in no time at all as well. You must keep your emotions in check if you want to be successful with Bitcoin trading. Thinking logically will always be the best strategy. Never let your emotions determine which Bitcoin trades you should or shouldn't make. It is understandable that you will be excited about the opportunities that Bitcoin trading offers, but we strongly recommend that you take this a step at a time and learn everything that you can about trading. Use a few demo accounts to practice with before you start investing real money. The more accustomed you are with the trading environment, the better. If you make mistakes with your demo account, work out what went wrong and avoid the same mistake in the future.